Don't tell your husband, she whispered, her eyes darting around the park. It's better this way. I agreed, thinking she needed a friend. I was so naive. Later, trapped in her car, the truth came out. We used protection, she said, her voice cold. My world shattered. It started with TikTok. Of all the stupid things. A friend, let's call her Jen, who my husband and I have known for years, started posting some really dark stuff. We all used to be in a Rocky Horror Picture Show shadow cast together. So we go way back. I know her. I know her family. And I know she's always been fragile. The videos were just grim. You know the type. Black and white filters. Sad indie music. Cryptic text on the screen about feeling alone. My first instinct was just to help. I saw her pain and felt this immediate pull to do something. So I slid into her DMs. I typed out something like, "Hey, I've been seeing your posts. I just want to give you like the biggest hug. And if you ever want to talk, I'm here to listen." She replied almost instantly. "I really do." We made plans to meet up at a local park the next day. It felt good. Like I was doing the right thing. But then she sent another message that made me pause. "Hey, can you not tell my husband or anyone you're meeting me?" My brain tried to process that. What's that about? My first thought wasn't suspicion. It was concern for her. I figured. Okay. She's in a really bad mental state. She's probably embarrassed or doesn't want my husband to know she's struggling so much. It felt like a reasonable explanation. My goal was to support her, not to interrogate her. So I just said, "No problem. My lips are sealed." Yesterday, I drove to the park. It was a little chilly, but sunny. I found an empty picnic table and texted her that I was there. A minute later, she pulled up and rolled down her window. She didn't get out. Instead, she just gestured toward the passenger seat of her car. "Hey, can you just get in here? It's better to talk in the car." Again, another little alarm bell went off in my head. Why the car? We're at a park. Nobody's around. It felt clandestine. Secretive. But I pushed the feeling down. I reminded myself. She's fragile right now. She probably doesn't want to risk someone seeing her cry in public. I'm here for her. Not for me. So I walked over, pulled the door handle, and slid into the passenger seat. The interior of the car felt stuffy and small compared to the open air of the park. As I clicked my seatbelt on, I turned to her with a gentle smile, ready to ask what was wrong and how I could help. She didn't smile back. She just stared straight ahead through the windshield, took a deep breath, and the entire world as I knew it prepared to end. I feel so unbelievably stupid for ignoring my gut. Has anyone else ever done that, pushed down that little voice telling you something is off because you were so focused on helping someone? I walked into that car thinking I was being a good friend. And I had no idea I was walking into an ambush. I sat there in the passenger seat. My polite "what's on your mind" smile still frozen on my face. She wouldn't look at me. She just gripped the steering wheel with both hands, her knuckles white, and stared out at a kid on a swing set in the distance. The silence stretched for a solid 10 seconds. Thick and heavy. "So," she started, her voice a strange, flat monotone. "I need to tell you something. And there's no easy way to do this." My mind immediately went to all the usual places. She's in financial trouble. She's relapsing into a bad depression. Maybe she's sick. I was bracing myself to be a supportive friend. Then she said the words, "I slept with your husband." My brain just stopped. It was like a computer freezing on a single, corrupted frame of video. The words were English. I understood them individually, but strung together they made no sense. My first, wildly irrational thought was that this was some kind of bizarre, twisted test, a loyalty test to see if I'd believe her over him. I must have had a look of complete non-comprehension on my face, because she started talking again. Faster this time, filling the dead air. "He has a profile on this fetish social networking site. We started talking on there. He came over to my place. Each new detail was a hammer blow, systematically shattering my denial. A fetish site. My husband. The man I'd been with since I was practically a kid. The details made it real. Horrifyingly. Specifically real. This wasn't a vague accusation. This was a story with a timeline and a location. Then she delivered the final, clinical detail. "We used protection. That, for some reason, was what broke me. The coldness of it. It wasn't a drunken, one-time mistake. It was a planned, calculated event. He thought it through. He took steps. He went to her home, entered her body, and then made sure to be safe before coming back to ours. I finally found my voice. But it came out as a whisper. He didn't tell me. She finally turned to look at me. And her expression wasn't apologetic. It was something I couldn't read. Resigned. Maybe. No. She said. He didn't. And that's when the second realization hit me. A wave of nausea so powerful I thought I was going to be sick right there in her car. This wasn't just about the sex. My husband, my partner of 13 years, the father of my children, was such a coward that he outsourced the job of blowing up our family. He sent the woman he cheated with to do his dirty work. He was probably at home right now, wondering if it was done yet. The act was a betrayal, but the cowardice that felt like a damnation. I don't remember unbuckling my seatbelt or opening the door. It was like my body was on autopilot. I was outside, standing on the pavement, the car door still hanging open. The world looked blurry and too bright. The sound of that kid laughing on the swing set felt like a personal insult. I was trapped. I had just been handed information that would incinerate my life. And the person who gave it to me was a friend I came to comfort. What are you supposed to do in that moment? What do you say? I just stood there, unable to speak, unable to move, while she sat in the driver's seat, watching me. I don't remember the drive home. I'm sure I stopped at red lights and used my turn signal, but my brain has no record of it. It's like some deep, primal part of my nervous system took over while the rest of me just floated away. I walked into my house, and the first thing I saw was a pair of my 6-year-old's light-up sneakers kicked off by the door. The sight of something so normal, so innocent, felt like a punch to the gut. This is the home he came back to after. This is the life he put a crack right through the center of. That was yesterday. I haven't eaten since. I tried to drink some water this morning and my throat just closed up. There's a hollow, aching feeling in my stomach. But the thought of putting food in my mouth is repulsive. I feel like I'm made of glass. And if I move too quickly, I'll just shatter into a million pieces. The worst part is that this isn't happening in a vacuum. My dad died on the 5th of this month. A few days after we buried him, another family member passed away. I was already walking around in a fog of grief, barely keeping it together, trying to pretend I was okay. This betrayal feels like someone saw me drowning, and instead of throwing me a life raft, they handed me an anchor. 13 years. We've been together for 13 years. Married for 8. We have our twins. We have a life. And I keep replaying our history in my head. But now it's all tainted. There were times he was inappropriate with other women over text. I confronted him. He apologized. And I chose to believe it was just him being a dumb, harmless flirt. I see it now. I see it so clearly. Those weren't mistakes. They were practice runs. He was testing the boundaries, seeing what he could get away with. And I let him. And now the holidays are coming. Christmas music is already playing in stores. People are putting up lights. We're supposed to be buying gifts for our kids, planning family dinners, being happy. How am I supposed to do any of that? How am I supposed to look at him across a Christmas dinner table and not see him in our house? I'm just so blank. The grief for my dad is a deep, aching sadness. But this is different. This is a white-hot, furious hate that's sitting in my chest. It's so potent it's burning everything else away. I feel overwhelmed, depressed, and angrier than I have ever been in my entire life. I know he's going to come home from work soon and ask me what's wrong. And I have no idea what to do. So I'm asking you, Reddit, when you're this broken, when you're overloaded with this much grief and betrayal all at once, what is the first step? How do you even begin to function? I need to be a mother to my kids. But I can barely breathe. What do I do right now? In the next hour. Before he walks through that door.